Guys, it's super exciting times. We finally got a roadmap update, the very first one for 2025, and it's looking exciting already with Star Citizen Alpha 4.1 info finally being revealed. Let's just get straight into it without any further delay. So we've gotten the update, as you guys can see. It says here deliverables released with 4.0.0 and 4.0.1 were marked as released. Meanwhile, new event supply or die has been added to 4.0.2 marked as committed. So that we're expecting, we should be expecting that by probably Thursday or Friday, right? So it says that the new 4.1 column has been added to the release view, highlighting some of the major deliverables that will release in 4.1 patch cycle, either in 4.1 or in subsequent patch point patch updates. So a lot of the things that we're going to mention here is either 4.1 or 4.x essentially. So they have a redacted mission giver that's going to be coming in. All right, and it says here a new mission giver enters the verse, bringing fresh opportunities for players to explore. Redacted mission giver location, so it's going to be a location that this said mission giver will also be at. Said specifically designed location to host our latest mission giver, offering a new hub for players to engage with these opportunities. I'm suspecting we're gonna have to meet them physically like we meet Miles Eckhart. So hopefully we get a lot more lore with this one, a lot more interaction with these NPCs to kind of pull us into the game, just to immerse us a little bit, right? So they have a redacted sandbox activity. It says here, I have some suspicion that this is going to be related to Theaters of War. This is just my suspicion, okay? So it says new open-ended activity blending on-foot exploration with aerial support, creating sandbox gameplay opportunities for daring teams. This is going to be, I think this is going to be Theaters of War, but we'll talk about it. So it says redacted armor set, a rugged, stylish new armor set tailored for brave adventurers facing new dangers. Space combat missions. It says a new set of ship combat missions featuring improved scenario design and refined storytelling, scheduled for to come in 4.1.x patch. Interesting. I'm curious to see what these missions are. Super excited for this one. The Volt AR Parallax is what it's called. A powerful new weapon boasting a unique blend of characteristics, firepower, and tactical potential. It's going to be my favorite weapon in the game. I'm telling you guys right now. The Vault SMG called the Quartz, a compact yet devastating firearm designed for those who need maximum firepower in minimum frame, scheduled to come with in 4.1.x. Dang it. So it's not even going to be released with the original. But they didn't say that for the AR though. The AR may actually be dropping with the initial 4.0, but we'll have to see. 4.1, sorry. All right, so now this is what I'm thinking is going to be related to Theaters of War in addition to what we saw earlier, right? It says Hador Mining Station, a large-scale mining laser facility operated by the Hador Group, and Hador Ground Alignment Station, strategically placed Hador operating outposts, providing key infrastructure and sandbox gameplay opportunities for planetary operation. So these two locations are related, and I think it's related to the sandbox activity. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a dynamic event. It's going to be Theaters of War. This content that CIG was supposed to be giving us as a standalone gameplay, kind of like supposed to be in like Arena Commander, right? I think what they've been doing is instead of putting it in Arena Commander, they're going to put it in a PU as a dynamic event. So this sandbox activity is going to be, I think, is going to be linked to Hador Mining Station and the mining outposts. Because in Theaters of War, there's a station that sits above, and there's also a ground base that's below, and they're both connected, right? So the entire event or the entire activity in Theaters of War is they're connected. So you have to go to interact with the space station and come to the ground, and vice versa, right? And I think you have to activate a mining laser or something like that, and it does something to the ground, right? So this is what I'm linking these two. So we'll see what happens with it, right? So it says additions to Star Citizen 1.0 column. It says here control services, improve atmospheric flight dynamics with functional control surface, allowing for more precise maneuvering and realistic. So we heard about this. Quantum boosting, introducing quantum boost in the short burst travel mode designed for quick repositioning and high speed engagement between distant points. So I'm really excited for this one, but this is going to be in the 1.0. So that means we can see this probably later into the year. Most likely not going to see this stuff in 4.1 though. Item misfire and wear, they've been talking about this for a while. Adding depth to equipment functionality with item misfire and gradual wear, requiring regular maintenance to ensure peak performance. Good. Another thing for us to be concerned about as a player, just managing not just your ships, but also your items and equipment. That's going to be really cool. Fire hazards, so bring in fire hazards to ships and environments along with fire extinguishers mechanics, requiring players to manage and extinguish blazes before they spread. Excited for that. That's related to engineering gameplay, which is also in this list. Charge and drain, expanding the utility of the multi-tool with the ability to drain and transfer power between objects, unlocking new puzzle solving and support roles. Interesting. Life support, also related to engineering gameplay. Integrating life support system into ships, making oxygen management and environmental control critical for survival. Very nice. Engineering gameplay, introducing dedicated engineering role aboard ships, allowing players to actively manage power distribution, repair, and system efficiencies in real time. So initially we were supposed to be getting this right out the gate in 2025, but it seems like CIG changed the direction of this. So engineering gameplay is being pushed further back, which is kind of disappointing for me because it was literally the very first thing I was expecting this year. So who knows when we'll get it? 4.2, 4.3, who knows, right? Solar flare, unleashing power, solar burst within the pyro system, creating dynamic environmental hazards that players must navigate and prepare for. Vehicle radar and scanning rework, vehicle radar and scanning for all vehicles. Nice. So I'm curious to see what this is going to look like. FPS radar and scanning, we heard about this, but we're yet to see it. We saw a little bit of it in, I believe, not last year's, but the year before CitizenCon presentation. Hangar upgrades. What? Expanding personal hangar customization with new upgrades, layouts, and functional improvements. What? So this is related to Morphologist did a video on and gave a recommendation that they should do this, allow us to upgrade our hangars and add different layouts and add different functionality to them. So I think this is going to be related. This is going to be our first iteration of base building is going to be within our hangars, where they're going to allow us to install refineries, I guess, and processing and crafting devices within our hangars. I think that's where we're going to first see base building and crafting mechanics. I think land claiming and all that is going to come a little bit further down the line. So I suspect that. All right. Interesting. All right. So weapon overheat, introducing new build-up and overheat mechanics for energy weapons, requiring careful trigger discipline and heat management during sustained firefights. Really interesting. Radiation, implementing dangerous radiation zones in specific locations, forcing players to adapt with specialized gear and strategic navigation. Interesting, very, very interesting. I look forward to that as well. All right, so new mission, location repair, implementing a new mission that introduces repair gameplay into the persistent universe, first appearing in Pyro's Outpost. We've seen this. We've temporarily moved this card to 1.0, but like all features and content there, it will be assigned to a point patch once it's ready. Interesting. All right, so progress tracker, they've updated the progress tracker, but it says here character arts, tech, redacted mission giver, okay, and core gameplay pillars, supply and dive, redacted sandbox activity, base building, charge and drain, crafting, engineering, FPS, radar, scanning, life support, radiation, locations, redacted, mission giver location. Lots of new stuff that's been added. So let's just go straight into the release view here, right? So now 4.1 has been added now. So now this is meant to be released between Q1 and Q2. So I assume we're going to start seeing PTU of this probably sometime in May. I think we'll get a PTU version of this sometime in May for 4.1, and hopefully we can get it in March, but I doubt it. But I think May. All right, so the same things that they mentioned here, they've redacted the armor set, the mission giver. Under gameplay, they have the space combat mission. All right, redact sandbox. Okay, mission giver location, either ground alignment stations. I'm curious to see if this mission givers will be giving missions in relation to these two locations. I suspect I think they're going to be implementing Theaters of War literally into the PU as a dynamic event. I think that's what they've been working on, and that's probably why we haven't heard anything about it, because it's meant to be a surprise. Those are my suspicions. And super excited for the Vault weapons. Finally, been looking forward to this for a very long time. I cannot wait till we actually see this in the persistent universe. 4.1 branch is when we're going to be seeing these Vault weapons and how these affect the player for the very first time. Really excited for it. You guys let me know your thoughts on what we just covered in the comments down below. Before I let you go, I'd like to let y'all know that my organization, Phase 1 Industries, is now recruiting new and veteran players. If you're interested, you can find our Discord in the description down below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one.